I'm gonna give everybody a few minutes to get here because I didn't give anybody any real warning. So we'll just set a minute, wait for a couple of people to show up, and then I can say what I got to say, and people can go back and check it later. Yeah, it's butterfly season, I see. I wonder if that's good luck. Anyway. But something interesting is happening. Now, a lot of people are focused on the election situation of 2020. Sorry, I was attacked by a butterfly. Sorry. Anyway. Hey, Logan. Hi, Isaac. How are y'all? For one of the first times I've actually put this link on Facebook as well, because there's a lot of people on there that might be interested. Hey, Resolute Germ, haven't seen you in forever. Hey. But I think there is some shenanigans, election shenanigans going on in Oklahoma. Everybody's been focusing so much and like forensically auditing everything that happened in 2020. But that has helped lead to a different situation. I think something similar is about to happen here. And I made a TikTok and I got a hit, and because I noticed something strange, and then another. And so I'm starting to see a pattern here that's happening. Hey, Captain NKG, how are you? Anyway, so today I received another voter's registration card. Now, it's probably for redistricting, so that's fine. Chris, they never ended mail-in ballots, did they? No, and actually, I have an interesting story on that. So that actually stems back to 2020. So one of my TikTok friends, because I was explaining in TikTok, one of my TikTok videos from yesterday, that I think there's some rigging about to happen if it's not pretty much already in place. I think our current governor possibly may be behind it. I can't prove it, but he'd be the one to benefit from it. We'll see how it goes. There's a few things I'm going to look at, but for right now, so I got another voter's registration card because I think they redistrict, which is fine. What's odd is that someone else I live with received 2 very recently, which would not explain the redistricting at all, because he got his in like January. So why would he get 2 like recently? And it gets even more interesting. Another voter's registration card popped up in my mailbox for someone who used to live here 8 years ago. So we called him to see if he re-registered or he's registered recently. The normal questions. If you do not vote in a major election at least twice in a certain amount of time, they deactivate your registration. He said he has not voted in years, but they just sent him one to my address. And so I have the proof of that. And then I made a TikTok video talking about the fact that I log into the voters portal and I can't even see what method I voted. They won't even show that I voted in person. It doesn't allow me to see who I voted for. So anyone could change anything. California is already rigged, and that's why I'm not voting. Totally understandable, Melissa. Totally understandable. But apparently it almost doesn't matter because they're sending voters registration cards to people they're not supposed to. One guy responds to my TikTok video, and he's going to send me proof when he gets home because he's at work right now, which is fair. He said that he received 2 voters registration cards in the last month or so. And I was like, well, keep a documentation of that. And here's the kicker, he said. He's a felon. He said he's not even legally allowed to vote. But he received his voter's registration card. I asked, what party does it say you're affiliated with? He says, I don't remember what it said. I'll let you know when I get home. Because I don't know what side doing it. One side could be doing it and making it look like the other party's doing it. I don't know. It's going to take more investigating. But so that's 2 people that should not be registered. The person who used to live there 8 years ago who has not voted in forever, getting a voter's registration card here, and a felon receiving 2. And he's like, I'm not even supposed to be voting. I don't know why they sent this to me. So hopefully I'll have I talk so much, my cigarette went out. Sorry. Anyway, so I'm basically gathering evidence because everybody's been talking about the election fraud that already happened. What if we can stop it before it starts this time? So this is going to require all hands on deck. Everybody's going to have to participate. I don't know if it's just Oklahoma, if it's happening in other places. It may be. They may be trying the same method. So this time we know what to look for, and they may have slipped up and made a mistake. And so we're going to find out. And this is why I am also trying to push the movement of hashtag film the vote. When I go vote, I am going to take my phone out, hit video, and I am going to record myself voting and who I voted for. And even the location. I did that when I was voting for mayor. I showed the location I was voting, me walking in the door, me signing the sign-in book where you sign in your name and show your ID, going over to the poll, and who I voted for. I did that, and I will do it for this election too. Well, for the primaries coming up June 28th here in Oklahoma. And I ask that everybody who is voting, whether it's Democrat or Republican, I don't care, film who you vote for. Film yourself going in and you're voting. Because I logged into the portal and it will not show you, so you can prove and confirm any other way. This will be the only documented evidence you will have to prove who you voted for. This is important. I didn't realize they were going to try this stunt. But I sat in on a meeting a couple of months ago, and they said there seemed to be some debate, even as something such as the school board election. Something seemed strange about it, and the system changed to where they couldn't audit the votes correctly. They could see that someone voted, but not how or who. Whoever has that kind of power can put anyone in power they want. So recording your vote will be the only way we can stop this, or at least scare them to maybe make them stop. They've been doing this type of stuff for 16 years out here. Well, oh, and you're in Washington. Okay. Washington or Washington, D.C. Either way, though. But if we all have to band together and basically film it. A lot of people aren't shy about talking about who they voted for anyway. So this way, you in your phone will have documented proof. Am I the only one to remember Cyber Ninjas? They audited the Arizona election by 50,000 votes. I did not hear it was that many, but once the elections happened, there apparently isn't much that one can do because nothing's been done. So what if we can stop it before it starts, or before they actually get away with it? Because our governor's been acting awful strange, doing really strange shit, stuff you would not normally do if you're trying to kiss everybody's ass to campaign. So I have reason to believe that even if he isn't doing it, he has the power to stop it. And I get the feeling he's not gonna. So this is basically what this video is about. Or, well, it'll be a video by the time someone else sees it. It's a live stream now, obviously. But hey, be there in 30. Boost, you're silly. But yes, if you go to vote, I need you to film yourself voting. It only takes a few minutes to just hit the record button and start filming. Like, film your location, where you're going in, walk in the door, and start, hold your phone in nonchalant fashion, like you're not filming if you have to. Like, whatever works. Like, just kind of carry it around like, you're just holding it in your hand. And then film, when you get in that little booth, film yourself and who you vote for. That'll be the only way we can prove the vote. I know it's gonna be tricky. It's gathering it's gonna be a little weird because everybody can do it. It only you can film for yourself, so it only takes everyone a minute to do it. And so I'm going to be basically kind of trying to send out a beacon, so to speak, trying to find who else has been receiving voters registration cards they're not supposed to, or unsolicited. Like, some people just don't want to vote at all, and they're probably signed up for it. So we need to find out who's signing these folks up for it. Have to demand an amendment to state constitution to ban mail-in ballots. But I had electronic ballot when I voted for mayor, and now I can't prove that I voted in person. I can't prove that I did anything. They did something to the machine. Ballots and the voting machines are rigged. They're both questionable. That's why we need to film it. Neither one can be trusted right now. I mean, you'd almost have to have everybody line up, and if I were to vote, I would not just video who and what I vote for, but photograph the ballot and the mark. Oh, yeah. Well, what you can do is like you can hold up your ballot in the video and see if there's a watermark. You can film that because pictures can be edited. Videos kind of can too, but it's a little trickier to edit a video than it is a photo. But yeah, I mean, you can. Yeah, that's a good idea though. The watermark and everything. Yeah, take your phone and just hold up your phone to the light and just be like this and get the watermark on it and then put it down to vote. Absolutely, that's a great idea, Melissa. Hey, Muggsy, haven't talked to you in forever. How are you? Isaac says, yeah, Cyber Ninjas was the external group based out of Florida. The state of Arizona hired them to audit. News media smeared them before they even released their findings. That's pretty shitty to smear somebody before you even like release your findings. Sounds sus. Anyway, but last time I voted, my votes were changed from independent to Democrat without my permission. And now, the way they have the portal set up, the voter portal, I can't even prove if they did or didn't do that. I have my voter's card, but every person in every state is going to have to take personal responsibility for filming their stuff. It's going to be so much easier to audit if every person has documented proof. This is what we're going to have to do. They have pushed our hand, and this is what has to be done. Hey, Muggsy's like, nothing much, just being a weirdo. Fair enough, man. So, yeah, let me see. I'll show you what I got on, I'm trying to say Instagram. I don't know why I'm saying that. I don't know. So, give me a second. All right. All right, so this guy, actually, can I flip this around? I think I'm gonna have to flip this around, otherwise it's gonna be backwards for you. So let me see, settings, camera, front facing, we want back facing. All right, so let me see if you can see this or not. All right, so this guy here on TikTok, it's not focusing. Don't know what to do about making it not focus. I don't know. Give me a second. All right, I have voters registration card. Really? It did that. There we go. And it doesn't keep it in any proper order. But I told him, I forgot they don't come in envelopes, but I told him to keep them and keep them as documentation. And he goes, the messed up part is that I'm not legally able to vote. I know I'm a felon. It was a long time, though. I asked, what party does it have you registered as? He goes, I'll double check when I get home. So, what's so suspicious then? Viking Doug, you just walked right into it. I received a voter's registration card for someone who's not lived here in 8 years. If you do not vote, like within 2 elections, your voters registration activity, it's no longer an activated card. You would have to re-register to reactivate your card. And so we received a voter's registration card for someone who has not lived here in like 8 years. And we just called him. We're like, hey, dude, did you register to vote recently? He's like, no, I haven't voted in years. So he should be deactivated. We just received his card here, even though he's not lived here in 8 years. And I heard a whisper a couple of days ago of someone mentioning getting a like unsolicited voter's registration card. And I can't remember who it was. I wish I had paid attention. I think my brain just chalked it up to a fluke and didn't think much of it. So I wish I could go back and figure out who it was. The person who lives in there right now, he received 2 recently. I received 1 because they were district. So, but him getting 2 seems weird. So, Chartney, oops, not trying to give away names, my bad. Well, y'all don't know him anyway. He hasn't voted in years, so he should be deactivated. And this person on TikTok that I just showed everybody, he received 2 of them in the last month, 2 registration cards to vote in the last month here in Oklahoma, and he is a felon, and he has not attempted to register to vote. So I have this video up, and I'm hoping more people will find it and share it and see how many people will come forward and tell us they received unsolicited voters registration cards that they should not have. Oklahoma's doing it too. Yes, Oklahoma is doing it too. It looks like that's what's happening. I don't know who's behind it. I know who could probably put a stop to it, But a lot of people want to go to paper ballots, but that may not do any good because another Oklahoman I met on TikTok said back in 2020 he and his friends and stuff were at a venue and they went out back, I guess maybe to smoke a cigarette or do whatever. I don't know. I didn't ask. But they were near the dumpster and they found a shit ton of paper ballots. Here's where it gets fucking wild. I'm gonna see if I can meet with him, maybe have him sign an affidavit or something to swear upon what he says. But he said that he and his buddy saw a bunch of boxes with paper ballots in the dumpster. And when they called the Shawnee Police Department to come out and check it out, he said they basically laughed it off and said it was no big deal and ignored it. Shawnee, Oklahoma is about 20 or so minutes east of me, straight down the road. But they're about maybe down a little. I'm not entirely. It's just down I-40 a ways. I know that. My mom has been dead since 2015. She just got mail in for 2020. Man, something is happening. I don't know what. It could be both parties. Both parties might be doing this. I do not know. But I want to see who all, see what parties if people are getting unsolicited cards, I want to know what parties they're showing affiliation for. That will help. Now, it could be one side making the other side look guilty. That's possible. But you're in Shawnee. Right on, John, right on. Well, all right, so you know where Shawnee is, but, yeah, so apparently that happened in 2020, and I am hoping that the guy, I will message him back later. I think he hasn't messaged me in a few hours, so he's probably at work or something. But he said that he doesn't. I asked him, did he know what name was marked on the ballot, and he said that he himself did not get in the dumpster, but he thinks his friend did, and he'll have to ask his friend what names were on there. So that would be at least something. And if the Shawnee Police Department was brought aware that there was ballots thrown in the dumpster and did nothing, we at least have someone to point the finger at least somewhat. Because it seems to be nameless, faceless people that are somehow doing this. But Shawnee Police Department is probably not that big, and finding out who was working there, in 2020 would probably be fairly easy to do. If they may even still be working there. So, and a lot of people are not going to like the fact that the police, because a lot of people back the blue, and they're not going to be happy if this is true. If the Shawnee Police Department actually turned their back on it and laughed it off, people are going to be pissed. So, yeah. So everybody, like I said before, shred it, I say. Yeah, if you're done, if everything's been counted and done properly, then fine. But throwing them into a dumpster, this isn't the first time we've heard about it happening around the country. Boxes of them being found dumped. I guess, stupid me, I didn't think it would happen here. So I've hoping to talk to Red River TV soon, see what they think about this. I'm gonna try to gather what I can, like people attesting to what they've seen. That guy, him, like maybe send a picture or whatever, showing the voter's registration cards he received since he's a felon. Things like that. That will be very interesting to add to what we've found, because the primaries are June 28th here in Oklahoma for the governor election. And I think that is going to be where a big part of this mess is going to be, because there is a lot of people who have signed up to be governor, including myself. Now, if I don't win, I want it to be a fair loss. You know what I mean? I don't want to lose because people cheated. I want it to be a fair fight, as much as it can be. And so that's what we're going to have to do. So, yes, if you want to share the stream and, hashtag Oklahoma, hashtag Oklahoma City, hashtag whatever. And like I said, what I said about the police, that's what the man told me. That's his account of the situation. So that will require some looking into and seeing if someone's willing to sign and swear upon, like an affidavit as a witness, like whatever. Because I know another guy who's been looking into voter fraud. I'm not going to give his name, but he seems to be a really cool guy. He's one of the few people I've actually seen at the Capitol that I actually trust. He doesn't work at the Capitol, but I have seen him there. And he's one of the few I actually do trust. And that says a lot because I don't trust most anybody at the Capitol for the most part. So we need to find out who's behind it and who's, because there's quite a few influential families and people with money in this state. And so we need to figure out where this is coming from. So anyways, I love you guys. All right, my mom. All right, so let me reread this again. My mom's been dead since 2015, and she got mail for the mail-in for 2020. Do you still have that documentation? If you can show you, I would appreciate if you can show me that you still, like, if you can send me a picture later, like on Facebook or whatever. That's cool. Like, I mean, you can cover like your address, stuff like that. That's fine. But like, you know, your mom's name, and if you have her death certificate, that too, to show that someone who is deceased was registered to vote, and what party it was registered to vote to as well. No. Oh, you don't still have it? Well, if you get a voter's registration card with her name on it, please do let me know. And I would appreciate that because we need to figure out what's going on. You don't have it. Okay. Well, if you do get it, well, they seem to be sending out voters registration cards right now, so they might send hers out. So if she does, send me a picture and let me know, because we need to get to the bottom of this. We need to show that something's going on before it happens, because if it happened already and nothing was done, maybe preventing it will do something. So it's going to take everybody, including Democrats, because I'm sure Democrats want their right. I'm sure they want their votes to count too. Everybody's votes got to count, and we have to make it happen. Otherwise, if they continue to wield this power, anybody can do it for any gain, and we might as well not even vote at all, to be honest. So anyway, I love you guys. Talk to y'all later. Trying to remember how to end this. Oh, okay. Here's the end button. Okay. So